It all started with what seemed like a simple, harmless mistake. Just one file was missing from the archive. No big deal, right? But then another one vanished, and then several more. At first, no one really paid attention. Files get misplaced all the time. But then, a few persistent journalists started comparing the records they had. That's when things got weird. The details just didn't line up. Dates were all over the place, inconsistent from one document to another. Names were incomplete, sometimes just a first initial, sometimes redacted entirely, entire sections. Paragraphs of crucial information had just quietly disappeared. This wasn't random. It wasn't a clerical error. It was methodical. Someone was meticulously cleaning the records. But the goal wasn't to erase the truth completely. No, it was far more clever than that. The goal was to control who could find it, to make the past so complicated that only a select few could ever connect the dots. As the investigation deepened, a strange and disturbing pattern started to emerge from the gaps, from the very information that was missing. Every single missing document seemed to point toward a hidden network of connections. We're talking about private flights that were never officially logged, off-the-books meetings that left no paper trail, and names that would appear once, briefly, in a single report, only to be scrubbed and never mentioned again. The journalists who got too close to this web of secrets, they started to fade away from the story. It wasn't dramatic. It was subtle. One was suddenly reassigned to a completely different beat. Another, a veteran reporter, just stopped publishing articles altogether. Their byline simply vanished. The same thing happened on the official side. Investigators who were asking the right questions, who were starting to piece things together, were quietly replaced. Crucial pieces of evidence were suddenly labeled as lost in transit. Key reports, the ones that could blow the whole thing wide open, were sealed under national security without any real explanation. The truth wasn't destroyed in one explosive moment. It was dismantled slowly and carefully, piece by piece, like a Jenga tower being deconstructed from the inside out. Each removed block made the whole structure weaker, more unstable, until the original shape was unrecognizable. And what made this entire situation so chilling, so profoundly disturbing, wasn't just the missing files. It was the slow, dawning realization that the system wasn't broken. It wasn't failing to do its job. It was functioning exactly as it was intended to. It was a machine designed to protect its own secrets, to bury inconvenient truths so deep that they might as well have never existed. And that leads to the most unsettling question of all. If these records, these important public documents, could disappear so easily, so silently, right under everyone's noses, how many other stories have been completely rewritten? How many other truths have been altered before anyone even had a chance to notice? Some questions, it seems, will always remain unanswered, and some stories, well, some stories are never meant to be fully revealed. Thanks for watching. If you find these kinds of deep dives interesting, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what we uncover next.